My name is Ryan and I go to school at Holy Apostles. My 5th grade class was assigned a charity at our choice. One charity was chosen by our class to receive the profits of the bake sale this week. I am excited that the FSH Society won. I did my report on the FSH Society. They help people with facial, scapular, humeral muscular dystrophy. I chose this charity because my baseball coach had the disease and I want to help them find a cure. FSHD is a terrible disease that destroys the muscles in the face, back, midsection, and legs. It can affect men, women, and children. I decided to interview my baseball coach to see what life is like with FSHD. Hi, I'm here with my baseball coach, Tim Hollenbach. He has FSHD. How does FSHD affect your life?
FSHD affects my life probably in 2 ways. Physically, and I'd say to people emotionally. So physically, it limits the things I can do in my life, like getting a coffee cup off the top shelf is virtually impossible, or trying to comb the top of my hair is very difficult. Getting dressed even takes like an extra 10 minutes than it used to. Long walks that used to be maybe an hour are now maybe 20 minutes. I get a little tired quicker. So right now it affects me physically in just my everyday things. The things I think people, including myself before, used to take for granted. Oh, that's easy, I can do that. Becomes more and more difficult as the disease takes over. Emotionally, that part is difficult just the same, because it's anxiety. I'm worried. What if I can't lift that? What if I can't do that? What if I have a hard time at a baseball practice and I get tired too quickly? How much longer can I do this? So it affects my life in 2 facets, in 2 ways. The physical side and a mental side. It's probably about 50-50. So the quick answer is it affects my life, and it's kind of annoying to have to be within it, to have to live with it.
The FSH Society dedicates itself to finding a cure to FSHD. A cure to the disease will save 870,000 lives. 1 in 8,000 people have FSHD, so that means there are people with the disease in every small town or community. Since there are 40,000 people in New Berlin, that means there are likely 5 people with FSHD. FSHD affects great people in our community, like my baseball coach, Tim Hollenbach, who is a former HA student. The FSH Society is very close to finding the cure to FSHD. Here's the next part of my interview with my baseball coach. How does the FSH Society help people with FSHD?
Well, the FSH Society started way back in the 90s with someone that had the disease, and realized that there was no connection between other people that have the disease. A lot of doctors didn't even know what it is. People were being misdiagnosed. So from its very beginning, they decided to unify, start kind of grassroots, which means kind of real basic, real small. It's still a pretty small group, but they're growing. And what they're trying to do is find the money to cure the disease, because the cure is there. It's being tested, but it's not ready for human trials yet. In order to get it there, they need somewhere around $10 million. The goal is by 2025 we hit that mark. Well, in order to do that, all these little small groups all over the country that we call chapters are now starting to unify and build their own fundraising, and then bring all that money like a big funnel to one place, the FSH Society based in Massachusetts, and raise that money up from where we are. Our goal, is 10 million. Probably about 3 million in, and that's been only about 1.5 years, 2 years since we've started. So we have a long way to go, but we have to bridge that gap between here's the cure and how do we get it to our people. Well, we need money, and that money is going to fill those gaps so that it can test the drugs and test the therapies to make sure they're safe, so that when we are ready to use them on people, there isn't side effects, there isn't trouble. So FSH Society is no question on the leading edge of that fundraising front. They are the ones that are trying to generate the most awareness, generate the most fundraising events, and unifying people so that this becomes a huge group effort. So that's more or less what the FSH Society does.
Okay. The FSH Society spent $8 million on research. They found the cause of the disease. With the help from the FSH Society, scientists found 12 potential treatments to the disease. This picture shows their goal and what they would like to do. The FSH Society has meetings in 17 different states, including Wisconsin. The meetings allow people with the disease to get to know and support each other. The FSH Society helps people feel comforted when they get diagnosed. And the FSH Society was ranked one of the best charities for financial health, transparency, and accountability. That means they use their money well. In conclusion, FSHD is a terrible disease that destroys a person's muscles over time. The FSH Society promises to help people who have FSHD, and the FSH Society is very close to finding the cure to FSHD. They just need $7 million more to get it there by 2025. Here's the final part of my interview with my baseball coach. How does your faith help you during hard times?
That's a good question. That's a good one. Probably my favorite question, because for me, I am an alumni of Holy Apostles. So ever since I was young, like you, Ryan, and everybody else, all the kids watching, that I graduated in '89 from Holy Apostles. So being a Catholic and being a Christian has been in my life, my whole life, from as long as I can remember. And at tough times, I like to try to tap into that. A good friend of mine would tell me, when you have troubles in your life or difficulties to face, don't forget what you really have in your toolbox is your faith. I think so many times we think, we can handle that ourselves or we can do it on our own. But really, the best tool in your toolbox is your faith. So I try to reach in for that as much as I can. But a lot of times I forget. I forget that's still there. So when I was talking about the physical burdens I have, or the mental, emotional problem of carrying this and the worry, sometimes I have to go in that toolbox, pull out the faith, and go, okay, I'm just going to let this be on God. I'm just going to keep living, keep breathing, keep doing my thing, and let Him handle the rest. So faith is 100%. It has to be the leading way. That's what gets me through no matter what.
Please donate to the FSH Society. We can help them save over 800,000 lives by 2025. Thank you for listening to my presentation.